How's it going, guys? aRenG Life here, and today we're gonna take on Aster Phoenix Lvl40, and I'm gonna show you guys a good way to farm him pretty cheaply. Now, I was hearing a lot of concerns saying that Aster Phoenix is impossible to farm. He's really annoying. He mills out his deck too fast. He fusions for like a 3,400 monster and destroys you. That's cool. And usually the other type of farm decks like Labyrinth Builder and stuff are a little bit more complicated. But today I'm showing you an Ojama deck that can be used to farm him. I was told that you can use Ojamas, and I am glad because it's not that it actually saves you a lot of worry. So let's go ahead and check out the deck I used. Alright, and here it is. So this is the Ojama deck I'm dealing with. We have two of each Ojama except for Ojama Blue. Because Ojama Blue is the only effect Ojama that we have, and it is such a good card. It is such a good card in this deck. It basically lets you search any two Ojama cards, and as you can see, we're running quite a few Ojamas. So it allows you to have adding more of these guys. You can even add a Ojama Country if you need it. I like saving this card usually for... you don't necessarily need it for the last turn because you can't pop your stuff, but I like to save it because I also run the other field spell, Fusion Recycling Plant, and it is glossy. I use this to thin out my deck of all the polys, so if you have too many Ojamas in hand, you can activate this, start pitching what do you call them, Ojamas or something, and then adding polymerizations from your deck to your hand, thinning it out a little bit. We also use Enchanting Fitting Room, which can be a really good card for getting you those vanilla Ojamas. So that's a really good card, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the extra deck, which is all these Ojamas, man. What did you expect? So we got Ojama Knight at 3, 2 of them are glossy, and then we have an Ojama King. Now, the reason I'm running 3 of these Ojama Knights is because it does add a little bit more playability to the deck. There are times when you usually want to bring out Ojama Knight. I know you can go for King first turn, completely lock his monster zones and win, but you don't necessarily need Ojama King. You really don't. All you need is basically 2 Ojama Knights to lock up your opponent's 1 monster zone or 2 monster zones, because sometimes he goes into Drill Guy and then Diamond Dude. That's probably one of the almost worst case scenario, because he's going to be milling his deck pretty crazy once he's got that Diamond Dude on the field. But if he has a Drill Guy and passes turn, you have a pretty high chance of winning. But this guy, what it does is it locks down 2 monster zones, so that's actually perfect because he's usually going to have 2. And then Ojama King locks down 3. But Ojama King does need Ojama Green, Yellow, and Black to fuse. This guy just needs any 2 Ojama monsters. So you can fuse it with Blue. You can fuse 2 of these guys, 2 of these guys. It doesn't matter what, as long as they're Ojamas. So I think that's pretty good. Now we're running 3 because there are situations where you're going to have 2 of these guys on the field. And if you go ahead and bring out an Ojama Blue so your opponent can kill it, and it just so happens that, no, they don't want to attack you. He's going to go to defense. He's not going to leave defense position for whatever reason. In those situations, you activate your last polymerization to fuse the Ojama Blue and one of the Ojama Knights to make that last Ojama Knight. That's one way to get all the clutter off your field. Without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right in so I can show you guys how exactly this farm works. So, let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, and here he is, Aster Phoenix. He's got that white hair versus my Pegasus with the white hair as well. So, we're using balance, actually. This is the only important thing with this deck. You need balance to more or less control what you draw. So, pretty good. We already have a fusion, and it's my turn. So, we're already starting off pretty good. Gonna go for polymerization. We're gonna be fusing the glossy, obviously, because you always want to go for glossy over anything, because it does help. It does help with your final score. So, we're gonna go ahead and put him in defense, and he officially cannot get over our monster anymore. So we're gonna lock down these 2 field zones. So fight me one-on-one, basically. Alright, so he's starting to mill. He's starting to draw out his whole deck. Alright, I'm just glad he didn't Destiny draw into Destiny draw into Destiny draw, which you can technically do some shenanigans with that too. Let's go ahead and activate this just to have it on the field right now. It's not like he can destroy it. So he's got that Drill Guy, or Drill Dark. Yeah, Drill Dark. Oh, he's got another Destiny draw, dude. Okay, he's milling. His deck is thinning out. Alright, but we have Ojama Blue. Now, we have the 4,000 life points But one thing I do like to do with this deck is I actually like running into him. I like running into him and taking a lot of damage, lowering my life points to maybe under 1,000. And let's go ahead and activate Ojama Blue, because this guy pierces either way. So we're gonna go ahead and add another Ojama Blue because it's so good. And right, you know what? Screw it. We're going for double Ojama Blue so we can have, I guess, 2 more turns of shenanigans. So now that we did that, we're gonna go ahead and pass.
My destiny heroes, I draw.
All right.
I'm ending my turn.
All right. He's starting to officially end. So we're in a safe position now. We can already fuse if we really needed to. But I kind of don't want to. I'm going to go ahead and bring out this guy. I can take another 16. That will put me at, what, like around 8... Yeah, at 800 life points. So I think from here on, I'll be all set. I can start setting him in defense, and then I'll take the last amount of damage. So let's go ahead and do this. We are forcing our life points to be lower. And it's just a trick I use to get an extra bonus at the very end. Now we can go ahead and start adding the field spell. And what do we have? 2 black, 2 yellow. I'm going to go ahead and add whichever one. I'll add him, just because he's the next one. So we're just going to add those guys. We can already fusion if we really need to. But we're going to be thinning out our deck a little bit more because we have this last Ojama Blue. So let's go ahead and pass. Yeah. Another thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to try thinning out my deck a little bit more by activating this card. I'm going to pitch the Ojama Black to add a polymerization. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and get rid of you to add this from the deck. So no more polys in the deck. So we've thinned out as much as we can there. And I can already go ahead and activate this. But I'd like to wait because I want to get under 500 life points. To do that, all you need to do is set this guy in defense. So let's go ahead and set him. He's got 1,000 defense. You don't want to mess that up. You don't want to mess it up because Ojama Country switches everything's original attack and defense if you have an Ojama on the field. So you just kind of want to play with the math a little bit. So now he's gonna attack us. Bam! 6. I'm at 200 life points. I get my search. Let's go ahead and add 2 of the last 3, so let's add these 2. So now we have our last fusion. And this is actually a pretty, I guess, highly successful version of the farm. There are some situations where it's like, worst case scenario, first turn, he's gonna fuse. And that is actually scary. It's happened to me and you cannot win in that situation, but it's pretty rare. It's only happened to me once. So right now, what we're gonna go ahead and do is just activate a polymerization straight up. It doesn't matter that the next guys are not going to be able to lock up the zones. It doesn't really matter. We're going to put these guys in attack position, I think. Even though I could officially pass. I can pass, or I could just put them both in attack. I'll just put them in defense, just to be safe. Alright, so, see, we weren't able to lock down any other zones because there's nothing else to lock down. And now we're going to go ahead and pass because I do not want to activate any other stuffs. So, I mean, one thing I could do is I can get a use out of Fusion Sage by activating this for the lulz, basically. I mean, you don't need to, but I do this just because I can. I like playing around my cards. So we're going to add a poly from our grave to our hand. So there's that, because at least Fusion Sage is kind of useless. So we're not going to need polys anymore. Like, we're legitimately not going to need to fuse at any other point. Unless, for whatever reason, we summon another Ojama and we realize, oh crap, I don't want that on the field, so we fuse for the third Ojama Knight. So we're going to go ahead and pass turn. We could activate this card. Why not? Let's add him. Alright. So now I have 6 cards in hand. Just for the lulz, basically. It's just all about playing with the amount of cards you have. This is, like I was saying, this is actually one of the more successful runs. This is one of the higher chances of winning runs. So let's go ahead and activate Ojama Country. As you can see, the Ojamas on my field are 25 defense. And now they're switched. Now they're 25 attack. So, you're just going to want to have these guys on the field. Do not at any point attack his monsters. I repeat, do not attack his monsters. It's not worth it. If you attack with a stronger monster, where to the point where his monster is going to die, he's going to activate one of his cards that protects him, and you're going to lose your monster. So it's just not worth it. So right now we're just waiting on our Vassal. He's got, what, 6 cards left in deck. We have 3. I think we're pretty much all safe. I could... Nah, I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not going to do anything cheeky, man. He's going to defense because his defense is higher. We're going to draw. We don't need Enchanted Fitting Room. One thing we could do... we're just going to pitch. We're going to pitch everything we don't need. We do not need this anymore because we don't have any vanillas left in our deck, really. I mean, we have 1, but there's no point in getting it out. Only situation you don't want to activate that is if you had more than 4 or more cards in your deck, and you had and your opponent's gonna deck out before you. Maybe then you would want to try to deck out, or at least get some stuff out of your deck if you can get it off your field, because you can polymerization. Now we can polymerization fuse these two into another, these 2 Ojama Knights into another Ojama Knight, but that's not recommended. I will not do that. So let's go ahead and, you know what, just to not have to pitch our stuff, I'm going to go ahead and set this. He can't destroy your stuff. Last turn cards. So we're going to put these cards on the field. You don't have to do this. Like I said, all this is just me messing around with it. I have 1 card left in deck, so the next turn is going to be the last turn. And Aster is supposed to be really difficult to farm, but Ojamas make it too easy, man. So right now we can go for our last turn play. We're going to summon Vassal. Vassal is also cut in, not cut in half. He's switched his attack and defense, but it doesn't really matter because it's not that big of a difference. But what we do need right now is to go ahead and activate. Let's activate Secret Pass first. There's there's no way you have to activate these. It's just, that's just how I do it. So I can Union attack twice. Alright, so there's that one, and the last Union attack. Alright. So now he's going to gain both 25 and 25. Basically, he's going to gain 10,000 attack. So that's all you really need. Now, he cannot stop you if you're attacking directly, he can't stop you. If you try to attack into his monster, like how I did with the Lexus, you're going to get wrecked. You're going to have a bad time. Alright, so let's go ahead and just jump into battle phase. We're going to gain all that attack, 10,500, and swing directly. Get wrecked. Alright, so that is probably the easiest way that you could farm Aster Phoenix, man. I've tried using other farming decks, and oh my god, it is so difficult. He does so many shenanigans and all the milling and stuff, so it's crazy. But this deck makes it so easy, man. It makes it so easy. And you also get a really good score. We're going to be getting probably around 8,000. So let's go ahead and check it. Yep, 8,500, pretty decent score. And I'm working on getting a lot of my Destiny heroes, because I want to make a Destiny hero deck, but I just don't have, I legitimately do not have any Diamond Dudes. I have every other copy at like 2, except for Diamond Dude. So, I mean, and Diamond Dude's the cool one, because that's the one that lets you do a lot of cheeky stuff with your spells. But whatever, that's pretty much it for today. I just wanted to show you guys a cool method, very easy method to farm Aster Phoenix. Like I said, this isn't 100% guaranteed farm. It depends on what he does on his first turn. If he goes up for a straight up fusion first turn, you're not gonna win. If he brings out a drill guy or drill dark, I think it's drill dark, and a Diamond Dude, then he's gonna start milling his deck out a lot quicker. So you just gotta move faster. But that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Duel Links shenanigans. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today. Have a great day, and see you guys.